My man was arriving home late one night when he noticed someone was in his house. A man named Josh Rubio recently moved into a new home where he's been seeing figures outside his house and seeing things moving around. One night as the man's getting off his car, he noticed
I'm sweating.
in his house.
So I just got home from work.
This is why you keep your doors locked. A man records himself locked in his room in complete terror after he felt an eerie sensation like someone was watching him. As he decides to look around through the window, standing by the sidewalk, he sees something from a nightmare.
Merlin, come. Oh shit, he's outside for real. What the fuck? Jeff the killer's real. He's at my house.
He sees this pale person standing ominously at his sidewalk, staring directly
We're
at
gonna
him.
stop this one right here because obviously bullshit.
She was driving through a cemetery late at night when something gets in their way. A woman named Tasha was driving through a cemetery. When she arrives at a stop sign, her car begins to warn her that someone's nearby.
It's a cemetery right in front of us, right? Y'all don't see nobody, but look. Look at it. So I'm gonna park the car, right? And then I'm gonna drop and watch the person come back up. Y'all see him? But ain't nobody in front of us.
Whoever the car's detecting seems to approach Tasha's car when she parked it, but as she records where the man's detected, nothing's there.
Look, her body's there though. This is crazy.
Given the terrifying and inexplicable moment was taken just in front of a cemetery, Tasha believes this wasn't a simple glitch, but some sort of lost wandering entity captured by the car's technology.
I want to believe this because I saw another video of a Tesla in a cemetery and there was a bunch of bodies on the sensor thing that she's showing us. But I know someone who owns a Tesla and he told me, because that came up in conversation, he told me that the Tesla sensors sometimes confuse stationary objects as people, which could make sense, but I'm not going to believe that. This thing captures ghosts.
Her baby was in grave danger when something unexpected is captured. A mother named Carla was reviewing some unusual movement detected by her baby's nanny cam during the later hours of the night. While Carla pulls up the footage, she sees nothing out of the ordinary. Her baby tossed and turned, but as the video went on, while turning around, her baby suddenly pulled the blanket towards his face and began suffocating. Unaware of the danger, the baby begins to struggle to breathe. Then, the unexplicable happens.
Wow.
With great force, something mysteriously pulls the blanket away from his face multiple times as it perfectly tucks the baby's feet in. Carla uploaded the footage where many people believe it was just a baby tossing the sheet around and nothing more, but due to the way it was handled, she is convinced this was some sort of spiritual force saving her baby's life.
Yeah, usually I'm skeptical with these, but I'm going to have to go ahead and say she might be right because the way that blanket was yanked off that baby's face and kind of flung towards like the bottom of the crib, that looked like someone yanked it off, you know, like the baby did not do that.
He was working late at night when something visits him. A woman named Mimi explains that while her husband's out working in his shop, welding some materials at around 10 p.m., he's suddenly interrupted by something outside, wandering the night. The man man is left in complete shock. What sounds like a deep rattle noise is heard as whatever's there opens a gate. Now, some would say this is simply the wind, but if you zoom in, you can see the latch moving as if something manually opened it. Given nearby dogs seem to be agitated as well by this thing's presence, the man with a busy schedule chooses to ignore it and continue working. Whether this was a simple coincidence or an otherworldly event, I'll leave it for you to decide.
The best thing about this entire video, I was going to say something else, but the best thing about this entire video is this guy's name is the man with the busy schedule.
She was looking into the woods when she hears this. A woman under the user corporate spirit guide was standing in her front entrance looking out into the Appalachian woods when suddenly she begins to hear the haunting cries of an unknown creature coming from the woods. The sounds of a baby seem to be coming from somewhere behind the trees. Whatever's producing these sounds seems to be strong enough to have them echo through a large area of the woods, almost as if it's attempting to lure a human deeper into the trees. The woman knows best and stays near her cabin, only watching the woods from afar, as she knows nothing good comes from following voices in the Appalachian Mountains.
I mean, is it just me or is it pretty obvious that's not a damn baby? It sounds like a coyote or a wolf or something like that, right? But let's play along. Let's play along. If it was a baby, that is a big ass giant baby.
A man was arriving home late one night when he noticed someone was in his house. A man named Josh Rubio recently moved into a new home where he's been seeing figures outside his house and seeing things moving around. One night as the man's getting off his car, he noticed
I'm sweating.
So I just got home from work, and there should be nobody at my house right now. I mean, it should be completely empty. But I just pulled up, and what is that? Is that a person?
Hesitant, but thinking it might just be a shadow that looks like a person, he goes to investigate, but no one seems to be there. After placing security cameras, the man finds it detected multiple voices while no one was home. As he reviews the footage, he makes a horrifying discovery.
Yo,
What sounds like demonic chanting can be heard.
yo, let me take my headset. I don't need that. I don't need to be. I'm not listening to this.
Cover what's happening here.
What was that? Oh my God, talk about chills. It starts chanting backwards Latin and yes, the jump scare was there, but the scariest thing was that backwards chanting of Latin or whatever it was. Ooh.
Late at night when they see this. Two friends were driving down a park late at night when they notice something in the distance that looks like a large, long-limbed dog. Terrified but curious to find out if this is a hairless bear or what this thing might be, they decide to drive right by it, only to make a horrifying discovery. What looks like this slender, human-like quadruped creature is seen, moving slowly towards the car as the friends freak out and drive off. Whatever this thing is doesn't seem to be human, as for just a moment it makes eye contact and we see its glowing feral eyes. The haunting video was posted by anonymous sources and contains little information of the location and any possible explanation to this bizarre entity. The similarity to the depictions of some cryptids like the Ricker Skinwalker is uncanny. Whether this is actual footage of a cryptid is unknown, but the question remains, if it's not, then just what did these friends see that night?
I am going to make the most random and obscure reference you will ever hear in your life. Do you know what that thing looks like? If anybody, I would be shocked if anyone saw this movie. It's called Return to Oz. I think it came out in 1988, and it's the sequel to The Wizard of Oz. There are these, things in the movie that look just like that, but have wheels as hands, and they roll around looking like that, that's immediately where my mind went to. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments so I can know that someone else has seen that movie.
Her cat noticed something's in the closet, but as she looks at the cameras, she sees this. A woman named Ashley installed cameras in her guest room to try and capture some of the strange things happening there. But Ashley will soon regret this decision as the cameras captured her cat suddenly noticing something creepy inside her closet.
Oh, hell no.
Something can be heard moving around her closet, opening the door, then closing it. The cat notices and gets closer to see what it is as it continues to move around. Ashley heard the noises and went up to check the room since she's been hearing it for some time, but finds no one. Ashley's left scared, regretting ever putting a camera there since she didn't want to know it was actually something real inside her closet.
If anybody has an explanation for that, please let me know in the comments, because I can't come up with one. It looks real. There's no way that someone can fit in that closet, and you can't fake animals. So if you guys have an idea of what it could be, let me know.
She was getting off her car when she felt like someone was watching her. A woman named Raquel from Reno, Nevada was making her way to the gym one evening. As she arrives and is getting ready to go inside, she begins to feel an overwhelming sense of being watched. So she looks around and sees it. What looks like the silhouette of a person is seen standing ominously on the roof of the gym, as if it had been stalking Raquel this whole time. Whoever this is doesn't seem to have any visible facial features, but Raquel can't help but feel like it's staring directly at her. Now, this could be a case of pareidolia, but many people in the comments agree this is either a sign to skip the gym or to simply just get out of there. What will you do in this situation?
It's so crazy to me how people have this main character syndrome where they think they're the most important person in the world. That thing, whatever it was definitely not waiting for Raquel. I can tell you that much. It was probably just a person on the roof, probably looking the other way, which is why you couldn't see any facial features. But who'd I ever beat?
A group of friends decide to get on a dark, sketchy elevator. Then this happened. A man staying in a hotel in Spain begins to record a sketchy elevator that keeps opening and closing on its own. The friends in a fun mood decide to get on it anyways and record their experience, when suddenly, the power to the elevator shuts down due to a power outage in the area. Now, as the backup generator begins to kick in, the lights slowly come back on, but as the boys wait to be rescued, the following is captured.
I don't know where I'm going. I gotta pee. It's making me mad. God, like so.
While distracted playing games like something from a nightmare, a shadow seems to materialize as it rises right behind the boys. The lights continue to flicker as the boys are unaware of this thing's presence. After an hour and a half goes by, the elevator finally moves after being called by someone on the 16th floor. But as the elevator opens, they find no one.
Okay, so it's been doing this for a minute, and there's nothing out there.
Although the boys are glad they made it out safe, they explain they have no idea what this thing was and just who exactly called the elevator to the 16th floor. Was it a glitch or an odd coincidence? You be the judge.
I can't even comprehend what that was. I can't come up with anything. If you guys have an idea of what that thing in the corner could have been, you let me know.
If you're out driving late at night, beware of the lady in white. A truck driver from Mexico was driving down an isolated road by himself late at night, when suddenly, from the pitch dark night, from a distance, he sees something standing in the middle of the road.
Oh.
The truck's dash cam captures this slender white entity simply standing in the middle of the road waving its arms. Terrified knowing what will happen if he stops, he doesn't hesitate at all and swerves past it. Almost everywhere around the world, tales of a lady in white, similar to the Serbian dancing lady, stopping and interacting with this alleged person is known as a bad omen, with some reporting being followed and haunted by said entity. Sometimes it gets in your car and follows you, but some reports have been linked with fates much worse, like accidents believed to be influenced by the Lady in White. Whether the stories are true, each country having its own version of the Lady in White, who appears in isolated roads at night, could mean something deeper, but let me know what you think.
Man, these things at night are terrifying. Like I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, if that was me, I'd run her over. But what if it was a real person and now you just ran somebody over and it's a whole legal thing and now she really is the Lady in White? Now I turned this woman into a ghost and she's actually going to be the Lady in White on the road.
This is why you should never contact the dead. A girl named Melody explains that since her uncle's recent passing, she started noticing strange things like constant flickering lights at 3 a.m. Curious, thinking this might be her uncle trying to communicate with her, she makes the mistake of interacting with it. As Melody gives it permission to give her a sign, on the next day she receives a disturbing voicemail containing a haunting message. Like something from a horror movie, she hears a man's voice barely coming through the static, claiming he has been watching her this whole time. Now, what's even stranger is after she reached out to a friend and forwarded the message to analyze it, only static was heard. She then sent it to her mom, and through her phone, the same thing. Believing it was her uncle, did Melody ask this entity if it was watching over her, indirectly giving it permission into her life. Check out Melody's page for updates.
Get out of here with that crap, I'll tell you that for free. I will tell you that for free. And she's like, oh, you know, I noticed lights flickering on and off at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know how you avoid that? You're sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're not bothered by that.
A man started seeing all the bad things that happen at night from his high-story apartment. Then one night he sees this. Javier from Ecuador has been noticing and recording crime and other strange behavior around the rural area from his multi-story apartment. But just recently, he began noticing from a nearby school, near the hours of 3 in the morning, strange figures wandering the perimeter. To flickering lights and shadow figures moving around the premise, Javier believes this is indeed paranormal, since the school in question, El Colegio de Quito in Ecuador, was built on top of a cemetery. Whether this is truly paranormal or just some sketchy activity happening inside the school, I'll leave it up to you to decide.
Of course the school was built on a cemetery. Where else would they build one?
If your dog starts growling at something you can't see, be very careful. Here's why. A girl was laying in bed one morning when her dog suddenly noticed something at her bedroom door.
This is your mother. Are you there?
Whatever the dog sees seems to cause her immense fear as she shakes and growls. Hoping it's nothing, she waits several minutes, but her dog continues to sense something dangerous, watching them standing by the door. Now, a man named Steve provides video evidence showing one of these entities.
Ooh.
It's almost 3 a.m. when he wakes up to his dog carefully watching something sitting in a chair facing his bed. As the dog gets distracted from the chair he was staring at, this orb of light flies across the room. In this instant, the dog didn't seem afraid, only curious, giving this entity a sort of positive energy, unlike whatever visited the girl that day, terrifying them by its presence alone.
These are real. You can't teach dogs to do that. Dogs are not actors. I believe these are 100% real.
He was inspecting an abandoned building when he sees this. A property inspector was sent in by his peers to locate an electrical system in one of their vacant buildings. But as the man walks the property, nothing out of the ordinary is seen. Now, it's only until he heads down the basement to try and find this electrical box that he would make a haunting discovery.
As I'm looking, I see... what in the hell? Like somebody is walking barefoot down here.
He sees the basement had been flooded, and above the water, he sees the bare footprints of someone who had been walking around. The man begins to feel like something's not right and gets out of there. But as he looks around the building to know more about the place, he sees it's right next to a cemetery.
Footsteps are coming from under this door right here, leading from the cemetery.
Given the basement also seems very close to where the bodies are buried, the man refuses to do the job and leaves his site, not wanting to figure out the eerie mystery of what's down there. But seeing this and having it so close to the cemetery is creepy enough.
My man said, nope.
A terrified family begins to pray after something in their patio tries to get inside. A man under the user JB uploaded a terrifying video moments after his father was taken by the ambulance due to a brain hemorrhage. JB explains that a few hours later, the family notices something suddenly trying to force the patio door open. JB's uncle records as his mother prays to this bizarre and terrifying phenomena. Now, what makes this somewhat sad or creepy, depending how you see it, is the fact that JB's father passed away moments after arriving at the hospital, leading the family to believe his father, or something, is visiting them. This strange event might have something to do with the accumulation of negative energy in the environment. As many people comment, whatever happens, don't open the door. Share your thoughts on what you think is going on here.
That's wild. That's wild. What, like, imagine it was, the dad just passing away not too long before that. What if it was the dad, like, yo, open the door, I'm trying to get back inside, and they're just staring at him, and he doesn't know he's dead. And he's like, why the hell aren't they opening the door? And he's like trying to get it, he's like, open the door, and they're not doing it. I don't know. That's a little, or it could be a demon.
They were trying to get rid of a jinn when this happened. A spiritual group began performing a seance in an attempt to cleanse the family's house from complaint of experiencing the presence of a malevolent entity similar to that of a jinn. As the man in the video begins to perform the ritual to cleanse the jinn, suddenly by the bedroom door, something unexpected is captured. Just as the man splashed holy water, the door abruptly explodes, revealing what's behind the door. The man points to something at the door, yet nothing seems to be visible on camera. It's known mediums and certain individuals are born with the gift to see things beyond our understanding. Given the sudden explosion and the man's unwavering demeanor while pointing at the door, could the group be in the presence of a demonic entity like a jinn standing by the doorway? Let me know what you think.
Okay. What? I have never seen a door get optic blasted off its hinges by a ghost before. And the way this guy is just chilling there, like, oh, this happens every Tuesday. What? YouTube, that is all I got for you today. I am Nick, the Babadook of YouTube. I appreciate you stopping by. Let me know what your favorite clip was today. Mine, and it's pisses me off that I'm going to say this because I don't like it, is when that thing was chanting in backwards Latin. And I had to take my headphones off for that. I was not listening to that shit. Let me know what yours was. Then drop your social security number in the comments. Share the video, like, comment, subscribe, do all that crap, knock it out. You don't have to worry about it later, but send this to somebody you think would enjoy it. I would really appreciate that. I appreciate you so much that I made you a couple videos.